Just having a little fun.
There you go. Crank it. Little adult beverages on this Friday night.
Everybody, to another episode of the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint here with you on another Friday night, spinning the truth, saying the truth. As we see it, as we say it, whether you like it or not. Thanks for joining us on another relentless pursuit of the truth, because the truth is the only thing we're interested in.
It's out there.
Yeah, baby. Fix it or get fucked, America.
Wow, man. Wow. So,
where do we start?
well, the last time we were together was the Sunday before the elections. So Dave's just a note out there to the peeps. Dave started a new job in a different area, so we got to get our schedule straightened out a little bit better. We'll work on that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to go remote.
Well, maybe we just shut it down. We'll see what the people want. But anyway, like I said,
we got one subscriber on YouTube last week.
We're going to enjoy a couple of adult beverages as we break down about, hopefully, we're going to do a couple of shows and break down 2 weeks worth of news. We'll try to get into it.
Well, let's talk about the red wave that didn't come.
Okay.
I mean, after what went on in 2020,
correct.
I was very skeptical about a red wave.
Yeah, we were talking about it, especially leading up to this, the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So,
the issues.
So was this Arizona?
This was Arizona. The issues that we had was in a lot of these states where, you saw it this time where the states that were in question in 2020, even the states that were in question in 2016, it's just that it's so long ago that people forgot about it. PA, Arizona, Georgia, Florida. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
all these states were still, Nevada, where even Texas in 2016 was questionable, which is crazy.
Well, you're never going to be able to get rid of, because you can't do a federal mandate like Trump announced the other day. Mm-hmm. One of his things was, people are, he wants to give the death penalty to drug dealers, and it's kind of really not. It's he doesn't want to take the guy off the street selling marijuana.
No, it's not those guys.
Yeah,
it's the fentanyl traffickers. Hey, for at this point, it might you
shut the border down. You don't have this problem.
It might even be big pharma. You know what I mean? They're drug dealers. They're pushing it.
Yeah.
No, I know, but
yeah,
you never know.
Those are.
But agreed. So you had the states that were in question in 2020 were still in question this year in the midterms, and
yeah, well, Trump wanted. He said one of the things he wants to do is just make it across the board, no more mail-in ballots. But you can't do that federally, constitutionally. You can't make a federal law.
Well, it's a state-by-state thing too.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You can't do it. So as long as these liberals are running these cities,
yes,
and these states. Well, I don't even know about the states, the cities mostly.
So,
you're that's never going to change.
It could get worse. We saw, while we're here in PA, nothing changed from. I know Mastriano wanted to change some things, but because he was fighting for that might be a reason why they pushed it. Because we're gonna get into and look into, because kind of like Kari Lake was doing. We're gonna look into the 2020 election, see where it happened, see what the problems were. And yet we saw what happened. We saw it again this year. We saw it again with PA.
Well, that's my problem with the whole thing.
I know I was talking to you last week because, when we were together hanging out, 77% of Philadelphia County was only counted, at 3 a.m, 77% of Philadelphia County was counted. Of course, the rest of the state, 96 to 98% was counted. But the most corrupt county in the state is the last one that gets done. And you needed, 23% to figure out the difference. And guess what? Fetterman
got what he needed.
And Shapiro. They got what they wanted.
Well, I got
because
something.
where can they hide the votes?
Well, listen, it's then you got all these Republican strategists and all these talking heads. Our candidates weren't that good, and we didn't support our. It didn't matter who you put up in Pennsylvania.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with kind of what you're saying because Mitch McConnell did not put any money in behind any of the candidates. He put them in behind, the candidate that the RNC may have wanted, but they didn't put any money in behind. You know what? And that's fine. Behind Oz, kind of.
Well, why put money behind Oz when he can't, when he's not going to win in this state because they count differently here?
Well, and you don't want him to win because the Uniparty wants to win. You know what I mean?
Well, then there lies the bigger problem. Who can you trust and who can you count on?
That's the frustrating part.
You look at Shapiro now. Did you see what he got involved in just yesterday? He's doing a big investigation on Ticketmaster because of the fucking
Taylor Swift
concert because the website crashed.
That's the big issue in the state, right?
Yeah, that's the big issue. Forget all the people on crack and the opioids that are killing this city and this state. Let's go after Ticketmaster. What a fucking fraud.
Well, because people are being defrauded.
No, they're not. The site crashed. It got overloaded. She's very popular, apparently.
You're not a Swiftie?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
No, I agree with you. And he's still the attorney general. He's not the governor yet. But
I don't care. He could still have done stuff as he promised to get rid of the opioid epidemic when he became attorney general.
We discussed that. They can't do that because they get the federal funding for the state.
I know it's corrupt.
To fight.
And then they come out and say they're going to investigate Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. I don't buy for a second. And what do you think is going to come of it?
I don't know, man.
Nothing.
Well, I don't.
Nothing.
I don't disagree with you, but
just like the past 4 years when all this stuff was supposed to change and all this stuff was supposed to happen, nothing. It's a uniparty.
I gotcha. Listen, I said this a bunch of times with Rand Paul and Jim Jordan rolling his sleeves up without a sport coat on. It's cool. I get it. You're a man of the people, but enough with the C-SPAN theatrics and the clips where everybody's like, yeah, we like what you said today. And it's like, all right, well,
Yeah, what'd you do today?
Now that you got this 118th Congress coming up where you guys
do you know what
have the House.
Do you know what the Democrats did when they were in the minority?
They passed a whole bunch of bullshit.
No, they impeached Trump twice in the minority.
Well, because they had a lot of the rhinos in the Uniparty.
Doesn't matter. We've done nothing in 2 years. We've done nothing.
I agree with you.
It's a disgrace. And all we do is stand up and cry about it, but no one does a thing. And I don't care. I don't care if what you do doesn't work. Do something.
Right.
You're just running your goddamn mouth. And now what are you going to do? Big investigation against Joe Biden. You think you're going to get any evidence out of anybody?
Well, they got it already.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't.
You don't think that evidence is going to go missing? Like the 35,000 emails that went missing? What do you think's going to happen? It's a joke. Nothing's going to happen. All right, I'm going to play this video of the Arizona voting. Thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's go. Because this is because Katie Hobbs, first off, Katie Hobbs is the Secretary of State who didn't fix 2020. I need to scroll that down.
Nobody's fixing 2020. Scroll it down where it says where
the deadline was today, and my opponent, Katie Hobbs, has officially declined the debate.
Look at this. Look at this.
You know, I consider someone's vote their voice. I think of it as a sacred vote, and it's being trampled the way we run our elections in Arizona. I've been sounding the alarm for 2 years. Nothing got done. Very little got done last legislative session, and we need to get in there and restore faith in our elections. We can't be the laughingstock of elections anymore.
Yes, we can.
Look at this. Whoa. Look at
That's
that.
a big stack.
Yeah. Oh, there's some more. Just in the middle of the night, take a picture. Boom. Where did we see that before?
Mm-hmm.
Stacks upon stacks. Look at that. This fat ass got out of her car. Tuesday night. Look at the cars lined up. Look at that. He took a picture before he threw it in.
That's how he gets paid.
I know. Look, took a picture before he threw it in. Look at that. Took phone out. Took a picture.
Yeah, it's perfectly legal.
Nothing to see here, I'm sure.
Arizonans chose solving our problems over conspiracy
Stacks.
theories.
Here's another stack.
We chose sanity over chaos.
Look at that
we
stack.
chose unity
Sure,
over
it's
division.
all right. Look at that stack.
We chose
Legit
a better Arizona, and we
Stack.
chose democracy.
stack.
The system of government that made America the best and most prosperous country in the history of the world.
Hold on, people. We gotta get this one out of here before you fill up another one. This guy's, yeah.
Yeah, we're not fixing it. Sorry, but it's not getting fixed.
It's so you mean to tell me? Here's my thing. Even with Nevada and Arizona, you have the border problem in Arizona. Everybody knows it. It's a problem. You have this. Same thing with PA. Like this. What had happened? If you think about it,
What had happened
was they took the Roe versus Wade thing, and that's what they ran with. And little odd and end things, though. MAGA, cult, and the threat to democracy was MAGA and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
All through the summer. But you forgot who locked people down in your state. You know what I mean? Here it was the Lieutenant Governor Fetterman stepped in. He was all for lockdowns. Josh Shapiro was all for lockdowns. He was prosecuting people who were trying to keep their shops open, your gym open, wear a mask or don't wear a mask, whatever it was. These were the people that were doing that in 2020, 2021. And some of this bullshit's still going on in some of these states to where, what are you doing? So in Arizona, they locked you down. So, this Secretary of State, not only was she was in the tabulation room because she's the...
Well, what do you mean, what are you doing? What are you getting at?
Why are you voting for these same people?
Are they?
Well, no, I don't want to say anything.
So your question is moot.
Well,
Because
why would you? All right, I'm not saying why did you. Why would you?
Well, they didn't.
Impose. Why? I know, but
And
in Nevada,
they wouldn't.
In Nevada, Las Vegas lost how much? Probably millions, probably billions of dollars because of the lockdowns, and yet you voted for another Democratic guy.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
I don't think they did.
Well,
I mean, the votes were counted and the Democrat won, but that doesn't mean
somebody chose the Democratic.
Well, you just saw the.
No, I know.
Just saw the mail-in ballots. Mail-in balloting is just leaves the fraud door wide open.
Yes. And the sad part is that even on election day here in PA, the Supreme Court judge for PA was like, well, as long as it's postmarked by today, we'll count it until whenever the week ends, whenever we get it. So I could have went down to my polling station, voted, and then Thursday when you got my mail-in ballot, be like, oh, here's his ballot. Right? Or are they going to go, well, I guess this guy didn't vote because we got his ballot.
No,
here.
they're counting.
Unless there was an R on it.
It's a disgrace.
It's just frustrating. And like you were saying about Trump announcing, I don't know what the whole deal is. I mean, there's so many.
There's a strategy to a method to his madness.
No, I know, but there's so many like rumors flying around as to what could be going on behind the scenes. I don't even know what to believe anymore because I fell into this trap in 2020.
I know.
I
was there with you. I saw what happened.
I mean, there's multiple shows where like, January 6th when Pence kicks out the electors. No, that didn't happen. Well, there's one more chance where this could happen. And it's like, no, that didn't happen. And
because people are not going to do the right thing. They're corrupt.
Yes.
swamp creatures,
and
all of them.
And the states that didn't, I mean, they tried to fix Georgia. Who knows what's going to happen in the runoff? I mean, you saw DeSantis. He took charge. He took action within his state with the mail-in ballots and some of the election. They say they were, basically they were saying he was stringing up black people so that they wouldn't be threatened. They threatening them to not cheat. But he did good on the hurricanes and stuff like that, so they gave him a little credit. But they also said he rigged it in his favor, which is
technically he did.
No, he cut out all the corruption ways of corruption. So
that's rigging it in your favor to them.
Yeah, but wordplay. I got
right. If you take away all the corruption, then most of the Republicans are going to win.
We talked about it too.
It's the corruption that they need.
Yes,
in order to win.
We talked about it too. Like
the
mail-in ballots. We didn't even talk about Maryland went blue too, and they were red.
Maryland,
because Hogan was the governor there. He was a Republican, and they went blue. So I don't want to hear Krasner going, "Oh, the blue states or all the MAGA states are violence is up too." The states that need to get fixed didn't get fixed this time, and it's kind of like what you were saying about with Trump running. It's going to be frustrating if things don't change.
Listen, the only reason why I'm in this position and the only reason why I'm political right now is because of him.
I got you.
Period. And I don't want Ron DeSantis. I don't know him. I don't trust him.
No.
I mean, he's done a lot of good things. I get it, but to me, he's just another swamp creature.
But they've been propping him up, so you know what I mean. They're pushing one guy against the other guy. Like, is it Trump or DeSantis? You guys need to choose.
When Democrats are spending money on Republican campaigns, that there's an issue.
Yes.
So I trust that Trump is the only outsider that's going to do the right thing for America.
And for the people out there, because I know I've heard it, Trump DeSantis as vice president, you can't do that because you forfeit the electors of your state, regardless of what state. So they're both from Florida. So, of course, everybody's going to vote. Technically, you would vote for the two guys that you are bringing to the table from Florida. So you would lose those electors. And guess what? You can't lose those electors. So whoever's saying Trump DeSantis, you need to pay attention and look into. It can't happen. It's either going to be one guy or the other. It's the way it's written in the rules. It's the way it is. There's no way around it.
Well, it's going to be Trump. I don't think DeSantis. I mean, if DeSantis is the real deal, he'll sit it out. He's 42 years old.
He's got plenty of time. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, run the state of Florida like you're doing. You're doing a nice job. Keep doing it.
2028, do your thing, and hopefully we're all still alive and the country's prospering.
Yeah,
I don't know that we can wait another 2 years. This country is spiraling fast. They're moving fast.
Well, the other thing is we created a bunch of the people on the other side are no longer. They have no more strength anymore. They're cowards. They too put on masks when they were told to put on masks.
Yes.
No one's going to fight back. Everybody's afraid to say Joe's not a woman. Everybody's afraid to everybody's afraid to tell the truth. Everybody's afraid to speak the truth. Everybody's afraid to say what they see.
Yes.
They've turned their opposition into candy asses.
How a 250-pound linebacker wins Miss New Hampshire is disgusting. And you have all the women up there.
Yeah. You should be
mad.
You should be pushing that fucking scum fat
you should be upset.
douchebag off the stage.
You should be upset. I also saw
they all should have walked off when he first showed up.
Right.
But none of them got any balls because they're all cowards.
Wow, because they don't want to look like a phobic.
Exactly.
Just deal with it.
That's what I'm saying.
If you all leave the stage,
that's
don't
what
clap
they
it
created.
up.
The same with the girls' swim team. Those girls should have never swam with that dude.
Well, there was a high school. I just saw it. It was a high school boy that was like 73rd in the state. He just won the girls' track meet.
No one should run against them.
I don't disagree.
They all need to step up. Teachers, parents, other athletes need to say, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Correct.
This is a man baby.
Right.
I'm not racing against a man and pretending he's not.
Correct.
But we don't do it.
I'm aware. I would.
I know you. Listen, I know you would, but as a whole,
I understand.
That's why
Because
we're losing.
You don't want to be perceived as a person that's a bigoted person when it's like, no,
Right.
that's a boy, that's a guy, that's a man.
Well, that's how they got us.
He shouldn't. Yes,
That's how they beat us.
But all this twisted agenda all started under Barry. And you know what? Everybody's fall for it. It's the same thing then. Like, you couldn't say, listen, Barack Obama was a bad president. You don't like black people. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, it all started because he married Michael. That's where it really.
But you couldn't say a bad word about
now,
Barack.
every time I see her, I see Mike.
Well, he's a man. He was probably a good male swimmer. You see them shoulders? But you couldn't say anything bad about Barack because then it'd be like, oh, you're racist. No, yeah. I just don't. The guy's got bad policies. I mean, he droned weddings all the time, and he like Obamacare. There might have been good parts, but there's also bad parts, and was a terrible idea.
Government controlled anything isn't good. Period.
Correct.
Government's good at one maybe.
I don't even know
things.
I don't even know that they're good at that anymore because
they used to be good at military.
We just see where that's going.
Yeah, I know. That's
so.
The woke nonsense is what's destroying
this country,
our society
from within, and people are falling. Like you said, people are soft and are falling for it. Put a mask on. All right.
Okay. Well, now they're talking. Did you hear? One study revealed that wearing a mask is racist, or will help end racism. If you wear a mask, you can end racism by.
Can I wear like a? I don't even want to go. I don't even.
It's insane.
I don't know how that works.
It's absolutely insane. Wear a mask, end racism. So now you're going to have all these. I'm telling you, in the winter, you're going to have all these jackwagons with masks on again.
I still see it. I think we talked about it last week.
I know, but you're going to see mandates.
If you're in this day and age, well, in these states, and this kind of getting back to what now I know, however we feel about the vote, the elections, but when you come back to like, when things don't get better for gas, which it's still, I mean, it's going up. Places it's like $4.09, $4.19. Diesel is going crazy right now. Mm-hmm. So if you have like a diesel utility truck because it's your work vehicle, you're probably fucked. But if they go back to like people, like this state with Shapiro when he becomes governor, they might take it easy for the next month and go, all right. Remember when they were trying to do the masking thing in Philly and everybody was like, nah, we're not doing that. And they're like, no, you have to do it. And everybody's like, no, we're not doing that. And then they like 3 weeks later, like, all right, we'll pull it back. But when all this stuff pops up again and you're bitching about it, you're the assholes that voted for this. So when that is the case, when this stuff comes back up, I'm not doing my part anymore. When Joe told me 2 years ago, the winner of death, and I wasn't going to be here, I'm still going to take my chances. I'm going to relax. And I'm going to do my own thing.
If he dies, he dies.
Exactly. We're the ones overwhelming the hospitals when it's blood clots, strokes, brain aneurysms.
Speaking of which,
heart attacks.
Just want to share
cancer.
A little article.
Don't tell
the weather outside is frightful.
Speaking of
the
snowing,
fire is so delightful.
Here's America's weatherman.
Weatherman. NBC's Today Show weatherman, Al Roker, 68. Is he born in 68 or he is 60? I love the blue rim glasses.
Yeah.
Revealed Friday, he has been off the air for the past 2 weeks due to blood clots that landed him in the hospital.
Yeah.
Roker, who tested positive for COVID in September, even though he's been vaccinated and boosted, said on social media that he had blood clots that traveled to his lungs from a clot in one of his legs. That's really dangerous.
Yes.
But I'm not going to say anything about it. All I can say is he has blood clots and he was vaxxed and boosted.
And he had previously gotten
COVID.
COVID. In September. But prayers up to Al. We don't want to see America's. It's probably because he had that surgery.
Vaxxed and boosted.
Triple boosted, right?
Thank God he was vaxxed and boosted because he'd be dead by now if he wasn't. God bless the vaccines.
It could be a lot worse.
Thank God for the vaccines.
Yes.
Don't thank Trump. Thank God we got those vaccines. The drug pushers. I love the drug pushers. You know, speaking of what's wrong with this country.
Well, maybe we should get into that later.
Okay.
The next one.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Okay, player. Well, then that's it then.
All right. Fantastic. I'm so happy to be back. People, we're getting our voices out there. We're able to thrive, and this is I haven't had an outlet to speak to the masses out here that actually watch us.
To the mass.
I appreciate you.
The
We
massive
appreciate
lump.
you. Me and Dave appreciate you watching the Orange Men. And
Just like the weatherman.
yeah, the Weatherman, the Orangeman. If you can, hit our links where we have plenty of great products for our sponsors. You could hit my Patriot Cigar Company, Orangeman, at the checkout for 15% off. Plenty of good products there. First Warrior. It is holiday season now. Get your First Warrior hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts for your favorite patriotic friend or family member or just a guy that doesn't like guns that you want to get him a gun hat.
I love guns.
And that's Outlaw 10 at the checkout. Redcon 1 for all your bulking season supplements. You need some mass gainer or you want some fat burners, pre-workouts.
You working tomorrow?
I am not. I'm off.
Good for you.
I have officially retired from my second job.
Good.
Which will, I guess, dwindle down Joe's labor and statistics because,
A job lost.
yes, I'm happy to help out. T20 Standards at the checkout in the tier operator code. And they always have big sales, always a good sale every weekend. And they are a America First company that Trump has endorsed. And they support our vets and plenty of other people. And as always, you can find us in about 20 other great shows on the Patriot Podcast Network on your Roku devices and TVs. So find us there. Like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up on YouTube on your way out.
You
And
sound like one of those wacky radio guys.
that was the point. Thanks, everybody. Let's go.